that way for 14 years. Yeah.
You guys have to watch that performance, though. It was so powerful to hear them sing that live. Oh my!
She hits that high note. Okay.
Much more from yesterday.
Should I talk about the weather now? 23 degrees right now. It is a cold start to our Monday morning, especially when you factor in the wind. The breeze right now at 7 miles per hour out of the northwest, but it makes the park feel like teens this morning. We're at 18 in Islip, 16 in Newburgh and Morristown, 12 for Poughkeepsie. The wind chill is something we're watching across the board. It feels like just 12 degrees in Bridgeport. Poughkeepsie feels like 11 in White Plains and 9 in Belmar. So again, you need the winter coats as you head out the door this morning, but this afternoon won't feel quite as harsh as we're back to a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky. Looking at our day planner, our high temperatures make their way to the upper 30s today. That is still colder than average. It's still going to feel quite chilly, but it's not quite as harsh out there, and that's thanks to the breezy wind backing off just enough to not make it feel so intolerable. Is that a word? Intolerable? Or whatever it is. It won't feel like that. Thank you. Intolerable, says Heather. So today is calmer, so it's not as harsh, but it's still cold. Moving into tomorrow, milder with more clouds. Our highs are back in the low 50s, feeling better, and then even warmer on Wednesday, but the downside is AccuWeather alert, wet and windy with some embedded thunderstorms second half of the day on Wednesday. Heather?
All right, let's talk about Route 4.
On the red carpet this year?
I loved Holly Berry's mirror dress.
Oh my gosh, Charlene.
Yes.
We have so much to discuss.
Yes, we do.
And I feel the tears prick every time I see clips of Ariana and Cynthia singing. It was so powerful last night. Anyway, to the weather now. 23 degrees in the park and it feels even colder, feeling like 14. So it's another frigid start to our Monday morning. But in general today, it's not going to feel quite as harsh. It's cold. Our highs still 5 to 8 degrees below normal. We'll top out in the upper 30s, but without the blustery wind, a high of 39 with sunshine should feel tolerable. You just need the winter coat as you head out the door. That's what we're looking at for Monday. Tuesday, building back in milder air. Highs are back in the low 50s tomorrow with more cloud cover and a bit of a breeze at times. And then Wednesday, upper 50s. But there's a different weather worry. We expect wet and windy conditions on Wednesday as the storm system tracks through. That could even bring some embedded thunderstorm activity. So our temperature roller coaster continues, and we are watching that AccuWeather alert for the middle of the week. I'll have the full AccuWeather forecast time out that rain coming up in just a few minutes. How's the commute looking so far, Heather?
Well, on forecast, shall we?
We shall. What a weekend, right?
Yes.
64 on Saturday. It was 34 yesterday.
Like the kids thought that they could have no coat on Sunday because of the day before. I was so mad. I told you. Danny told you.
And if I'm not always right, they should know that you're always right at the very least. Come on now. Winter coats back on kids at home. Gigi.
Right.
Grab your coat.
She was the culprit.
Before going to kindergarten. Is she in kindergarten?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. 23 degrees. It's a coat day today, but we are building back in milder air as we move into the middle of the week. For right now, 23 as we wait for the sun to rise just before 6:30 this morning. We're sitting at 16 degrees in Cold Spring, 13 in Danbury, 14 in Katona, Kingston at 12. So our northern suburbs are in the teens for air temperature today. Right now, 23 in the park, 23 in Montauk, and 17 down the shore in Belmar. But looking at the wind chill, it puts most of us in the single digits or teens. So that's what you got to dress for as you head out the door. And yes, we're right back to the winter coats for today. Our highs aren't going to feel quite as harsh because we don't have the blustery wind, but we're still going to end up 5 to 8 degrees below the seasonal average, topping out at 36 in Islip, 35 for Newburgh, 37 in Belmar. Zooming back into the lower Hudson Valley, our highs generally above the freezing mark today. There are some spots that they aren't, like in Thompson and Rockland, but Maybrook today 35, Beekman 34, Highland Falls 36. So doing a little bit better than yesterday. And again, it's not going to feel as harsh because we don't have the wind on top of it. We'll also get a little sunshine once the sun rises in just over an hour. It looks good on satellite and radar this morning. So the only thing that we're watching are these numbers, waiting for them to climb, and they will. These temperatures make their way to the upper 30s today, mostly sunny to start, partly cloudy as we head into this evening. Our overnight lows into tomorrow morning are at or slightly below the freezing mark, so it's another cold start to the day Tuesday, but we really feel the recovery in temperature tomorrow afternoon. More cloud cover in the mix, but noticeably milder as our highs swing back above the seasonal average in the low 50s. So Tuesday is feeling a little bit better. We're even milder on Wednesday with highs in the upper 50s, but that's not our weather headline. This is. On Wednesday, we expect rain to return to the region. The first start of the day, shower chances favor our northern neighborhoods, but as we move into the second half of the day, widespread rain moves through the area. This will bring in very gusty wind, and this line could have some embedded thunderstorm activity as well. So right now, Wednesday is an AccuWeather alert, again favoring the second half of the day, but something we're watching really closely as that storm system evolves over the course of the week. Early predictions of rainfall totals half of an inch up to an inch. So that is not bad news. We still need the rain, but it falls over a short period of time. Some localized flooding can't be ruled out. Again, we're watching it. We'll keep you updated as we move toward Wednesday. Today, not the problem, just the cold conditions. We wake up to the chilly temperatures and sunshine. Highs today in the upper 30s, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. It's calmer in terms of the wind, which means it won't feel as harsh. Tonight, lows in the upper 20s, low 30s under a partly cloudy sky. Tomorrow is milder with more cloud cover, highs in the low 50s. And then we see temperatures jump to the upper 50s on Wednesday with that AccuWeather alert for showers and storms second half of the day. Behind that storm system, temperatures fall back closer to the seasonal average as we close out the week. Looks like mid 40s for Friday and Saturday. Heather, how's the Monday morning commute?
Well, Danny, we saw
Weather front. Hey guys, things are looking better. Is it cold? Yes, it is. But we're moving the right direction, and today won't feel quite as harsh as it did yesterday. We had a 30-degree drop in high temperature between Saturday and Sunday. So yesterday, it was like weather whiplash out there, and today it's still feeling frigid, but not quite as harsh as the breezy wind has backed off, and our temperatures are beginning to moderate slowly but surely. 23 right now, feeling like 15 in the park, 23 in Central Park, but 18 in Islip and Morristown, 12 for air temperature in Poughkeepsie. Here's what it feels like. Teens across the board. It's what you got to dress for this morning. So it is feeling quite cold under mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky as we move into this afternoon. So no real weather worries other than the fact that temperatures are chilly. Our highs today are in the upper 30s, a touch below normal, but without the wind, it will feel a little bit better out there. We do see a few clouds in the mix. So today, cold but calmer, a little less harsh. Tomorrow, milder, back to the low 50s with more clouds. And then Wednesday, we're tracking an AccuWeather alert, wet and windy. Our next storm system sliding through. I'll time that out in the full forecast. But okay, what's the deal with you get to meet the real personality, which is always a lot more fun, which is a lot kind of how we feel at 4:30. That 4:30 show, you're getting maybe a little too much of us. By 5:44, which is the time right now, I have my people personality on. 23 degrees right now in the park, 18 for Islip, for Morristown, for White Plains, 16 in Newburgh. It's still a really cold start to our Monday morning. But in general today, it's going to feel a little less harsh. The high yesterday, as you can see, 34. That after hitting a high of 64 on Saturday. So today we'll do that. We'll do better by about 5 degrees in the upper 30s, which is still below normal, but moving the right direction. As we look at the next 12 hours, I know it's reading as sunny skies right from sunrise this morning, which happens just before 6:30. I think we got a little bit of cloud cover out there. I'm looking at that on satellite, but still mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies as our highs make their way to the upper 30s today. So it is still cold, but a little calmer, so a little less harsh than what we felt yesterday. By Tuesday, low 50s with more clouds, and then by Wednesday, it's even milder, yes, but an AccuWeather alert with showers and storms. So I'll time that out in the full AccuWeather forecast coming up. But it's been a busy start to the morning for you, Heather. What's going on out there?
Yeah, we still have.
But it always hits the mark.
It does. It's
never
always
goes into
trim
weird.
for his body. It just looks great.
He gets it.
Oh, what did you think of Ariana Grande? That dress.
I mean,
That was
it was giving
a
Galinda.
masterpiece.
It was a
Yes.
masterpiece. It was the perfect combination of art and also like in character. I love what her and
100%.
Cynthia did the entire press tour, really dressing in theme. And Cynthia looked
know.
great last night too. She had a deep green velvet, so she maintained the Elphaba theme.
If you didn't see Adam Sandler, he looked great too. He wore a hoodie, and it was
My
like a little
favorite
bit with Conan O'Brien.
was Halle Berry.
Oh, Halle Berry looked.
She was my favorite of the night.
Yeah,
And my favorite moment was when she went over to Adrian Brody while his, wife is standing right there.
Oh, on the red carpet, and they sort of recreated the situation.
22 years later, that was
Yeah,
great.
it was great. Oh,
Yeah.
the whole show was so good
it was
last
fun.
night. And Conan was phenomenal. I laughed out loud. At the initial part, the announcer said, 4-time Oscar viewer Conan O'Brien. And it was so funny. And he knocked it out of the park. Anyway, should I do my job now?
I guess so. I feel like we should do this from the Oscars next year.
Retweet, agree. Let's get our gowns now, and then they can't say no. Okay, I love how they're just taking weather graphics because they're forcing you to do my job. Andrew, I get it. Okay, I get it. 23 right now. Its reading is clear, but I do think we're starting with a little cloud cover in some of our areas, like in North Jersey. 15 in Bridgewater, 23 in Newark, Teaneck at 20 degrees, Milford up in Pike County at 16. As we zoom out on Long Island, it's 18 in Islip, 18 for White Plains as well, 23 in the park. It feels much colder though, single digits and teens for wind chill. It's not too blustery out there, but it's still making a difference this morning. This is what you got to dress for, so reach for the winter coats as you head out the door, and you'll keep them on through the afternoon as well. We are moderating this week. Temperatures start their slow climb, but it's still colder than average with highs today in the mid to upper 30s. We'll zoom back into North Jersey, where Sussex will land at 37, Morristown today, landing near 39. Bedminster, Hillsborough, Edison, Old Bridge, all near 39 degrees today. Patterson, New Jersey at 38. So touch below normal, but still feeling a little more tolerable than where we were yesterday. Temperatures are up and wind speeds are down. Those two things are good news compared to how cold and blustery it was. But here's the satellite, and you can see that thin layer of cloud cover over North Jersey sneaking into the city right now. Maybe a little easier to see in this view. So we'll start the day with a partly cloudy sky, depending on where you're at, but more sunshine ahead this afternoon. We're calling it mostly sunny to partly cloudy, with highs today in the upper 30s, a little less windy, so a little less harsh. Overnight into tomorrow morning, our temperatures fall to the upper 20s, low 30s. Tomorrow brings in more cloud cover, but it's noticeably milder, with our highs back to the low 50s, so it's definitely feeling more comfortable for Tuesday. Warming trend doesn't stop there. By Wednesday, we're in the upper 50s, but that isn't the weather headline for Wednesday. The rain is. We wake up Wednesday morning with a shower chance favoring areas north of New York City, but the main event is Wednesday night. A strong line of storms brings really gusty wind, locally heavy downpours that can produce some localized flooding, and the threat for some isolated thunderstorm activity embedded in this line on Wednesday night. So it's the reason for the AccuWeather alert, and although it is going to be a warm one Wednesday, I think what we're more focused on, the wet and windy weather. Early predictions looks like a half of an inch up to about an inch of rain on Wednesday night. Again, that can cause some localized flooding given it falls in a short amount of time. So that's what we're looking ahead to in the middle of the week. Today in comparison is cold but much calmer. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy into this afternoon. Highs in the upper 30s today, not as harsh as yesterday. Our lows falling at or just below the freezing mark into tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow looking pretty good. Yeah, a few more clouds in the mix, but a high of 51 is a lot more comfortable. Just a light breeze at times tomorrow. That AccuWeather alert is for the storms that we expect on Wednesday and the rain, the gusty wind. Behind that storm system, temperatures trend a little closer to the seasonal average. We'll be in the mid 40s again as we close out the work week. Heather, things getting busy on the roads this morning?
Yeah.